Greetings from Snake Mountain Boatworks on Wednesday, July 8, 2020. How's that for a 1956 19-foot Chris-Craft Capri? Is that blonde or not? Nothing like Daly's A and B wood bleach mixed 3 parts B to 1 part A to give you whiter than white. And as you can see, if you remember the last video, we had real issues along both gunwales and along the aft edge of the cockpit with rotted wood. So Joe has fabricated a multiple piece Dutchman on both sides, and this will allow us to wrap the crash pad and wrap up over the surface and then secure it with a trim strip, and it'll be just fine. As we promised last time, we will achieve the desired yellowish result, the blonde result, using the Chris-Craft methodology, which at this point involves no stain whatsoever, but simply a varnish that is warm and amber. And as we build coats with our Pettit Flagship High-Build varnish, she will turn a beautiful, lustrous honey blonde. And we will still be able to see all of the wonderful book-matched grain that Joe achieved. She was stained this morning using Mike Mayer's Lake Oswego Boat Co gel stain. This is post-war Chris-Craft. It will receive its initial coats of clear penetrating epoxy sealer. And remember, that's Smith's, not the cheap pretenders. Those cheap pretenders are mighty, mighty expensive. That will happen. Well, she has to have her CPES first, and that will happen starting tomorrow. And remember, the first 2 coats go on immediately, number 2 right after number 1. Once that cures, and given the weather forecast here, the weather gods just seem to hate us up here in the Northeast now. We've got forecasts, today's in the low 90s, maybe only 91. Then we go to 94, and then we go to 95. But the nasty part is the humidity climbs and climbs and climbs. Well, in that kind of an environment, since this shop is not air conditioned, nor is it humidity controlled in the summer, we do control the humidity in the winter. We'll just have to be patient, and it very likely, almost guaranteed, will be next Monday before we can begin any sort of varnishing. But I can't wait. The boats always look kind of dull and yucky when they've just been stained. They don't reflect light. They just look like they're flat and just sort of sitting there. Well, you wait until we begin putting some varnish to her, and then the highlights will make themselves known. We'll build up 20-odd coats eventually. After we've done the first 10 or so, we'll remove this paper from the top sides and transom, and from that point on, we will be varnishing the entire hull. The top sides and transom now have 10 coats on them, so we need to build the decks and gunnels up to the same number of coats before we can begin integrating everything. But I'll have to say, go back and look at the first videos when this poor girl limped in, soaking sodden wet, and in great trouble from what the butchers had done to her. She's going to be fantastic. Talk about head turner, oh my God. So that's our update for Wednesday, July 8, 2020, on the 1956 19-foot Chris-Craft Capri. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boatworks.